to Mind Climb. Today I am taking you to a very common but most important topic in physics. Yes, welcome to the exciting world of physics. Today, we'll explore two fundamental concepts, force and pressure. These ideas explain why things move, stop, and interact with the world around us. Force is basically what we call a push or a pull on an object. Whenever you push something forward or pull something toward you, you are applying a force. Forces are important because they make objects move or stop moving. They can change the speed or direction of an object, and sometimes even change its shape. You see examples of force all the time in daily life, like when you kick a football, you apply force to make it move, or when you push a door to open it. Scientists measure force using a special unit called the Newton, denoted by capital letter N, named after Sir Isaac Newton, the scientist who first explained how forces work. So understanding force helps us predict how objects will behave when acted upon. Now coming to the types of forces, there are mainly two types of forces: contact forces and non-contact forces. Contact forces: these forces occur when your body or an agent applying the force is in direct contact with the object. Examples are muscular force and friction. The first image is a great example to explain contact force, specifically muscular force. Here, a hand is holding a bunch of grapes, and one grape has been pulled off and fallen. Muscular force is a type of contact force because it only works when our muscles are in direct contact with the object. In this case, the hand touches and pulls the grapes, causing the change. Friction: this force acts on all moving objects, always in the direction opposite to their motion. It arises due to contact between surfaces. Examples include a rolling ball slowing down or a bicycle coming to a stop after pedaling ceases. Friction is responsible for changing the state of motion of objects in these scenarios, even when no other force appears to be acting. Next type of force is non-contact forces. These forces can act on an object without being in physical contact with it. Examples are magnetic force, electrostatic force, gravitational force. The second image shows the phenomenon of an apple falling from a tree, which is an example of gravitational force. Next, magnets can exert a force on other magnets or on pieces of iron without being in physical contact. This force can be observed as attraction or repulsion, is called magnetic force. The electrostatic force is the force is exerted by a charged body on another charged or uncharged body. Crucially, this force also comes into play even when the bodies are not in contact, making it another example of a non-contact force. Moving to next slide, let's see how force and pressure differ. We have seen that force means it is the push or pull that changes an object's motion or shape. We can define pressure as how the force is distributed over a specific area. Vector versus scalar. Force has both direction and magnitude, it's a vector. But pressure only has magnitude, it's a scalar. Now coming to the application side. Force can act on a point, line, or surface, whereas pressure is always acting perpendicularly on a surface. What about the area's role in both? The same force applied to a small area results in high pressure, while on a large area, it causes low pressure. Next, on coming to the measurement tools, we can see that force is measured by a dynamometer, pressure by a manometer or barometer. These distinctions are key to understanding how they operate in different scenarios. Next, let's consider the case of pressure in liquids and gases. In the case of liquids, the pressure is exerted on the walls and bottom of their containers. This pressure increases with depth due to the weight of the liquid above. For example, the pressure you feel at the bottom of a swimming pool is much greater than at the surface. Now coming to gases, air around us exerts atmospheric pressure. At sea level, it's roughly 101,325 pascals. So we can say that atmospheric pressure influences weather patterns and even how our bodies function, like breathing. Let's see some real-life effects of force and pressure. In our daily tasks and in sports, we can see that force helps us push doors, lift objects, and excel in sports like football or basketball. Now take the case of hydraulic systems. Here the pressure is crucial for hydraulic machines, which use fluid pressure to lift heavy loads with ease. Let's see the snowshoe principle. Snowshoes prevent sinking in snow by distributing your weight over a larger area, reducing pressure. In engineering and design, the knowledge of force and pressure is essential for designing safe buildings, airplanes, and medical equipment. From the simplest actions to complex engineering, force and pressure are constantly at play. As we conclude this session, let's quickly recap the key points. Force is the push or pull that makes objects move, stop, or even change their shape. Pressure tells us how that force is spread over a certain area. From nature to machines and even inside our own bodies, force and pressure are at work everywhere. Understanding these concepts empowers you to see and interact with the physical world in a whole new way. If you enjoyed this session, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more simple science explanations.